My relationship with my mailbox? Utterly forgettable, at least until last Tuesday. It was just this plain black box, perched on a post at the end of my drive, swallowing junk mail and soaking up the sun, never asking questions, never giving answers. I didn't judge it for getting its flag stuck every now and then, and it didn't care how many pizza menus or bills I shoved inside. We had a good thing going, a no-drama, low-expectation friendship. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. Until my mailbox became the unlikely epicenter of a full-blown suburban war. See, life on Whispering Oaks Lane is anything but whispery. The maples shout at each other, mostly about property lines and how high your grass can get before the HOA gets itchy. I'm a graphic designer, sweatpants, coffee, moving pixels for clients who say things like, "Can you make it pop?" My partner, Jen, she's an accountant. Numbers and order are her thing, and she brings a little sanity to my creative chaos. We have a golden retriever named Gus. No, not the contractor Gus you'll meet later, just the dog, a happy accident of naming. We pay our mortgage, pay our HOA fee, and every month that check feels like a tax on joy. Because the HOA isn't a community, it's a cult, and Carol is its queen bee. She lives right across the street. Now, Carol's house isn't just beige. It's the kind of beige you feel in your bones, a color that sucks the joy out of sunlight. Her lawn is greener than any golf course, and the bushes are trimmed into perfect orbs, which is honestly a little unsettling. I once watched a squirrel try to bury a nut in her grass. The poor thing bounced off. Carol? She's late 50s, always peeking through her blinds, running surveillance on the neighborhood. We call her the Eye of Sauron. She's the reason we have a 47-page rulebook on mailbox flags and gnome height. The limit's 8 inches, in case you're wondering. A few weeks back, I was coming home late through fog so thick you could barely see your own hand. I nearly clipped my mailbox, just appeared out of nowhere like a ghost. It got me thinking, maybe I should make it a little more visible, do something useful for once. So, next morning, I buy this roll of hyper-reflective DOT tape, the kind they put on semi-trucks, and stick a single 1-inch strip right across the mailbox door. Subtle, but at night, man, it shines like the sun. I'm sipping my coffee, admiring my handiwork, when I feel it, the hair standing up on the back of my neck. I look up, and there she is, Carol, standing on her porch in a pink tracksuit, staring at my mailbox like it just confessed to a murder. She stands there, hands on hips, lips tight, stares, for a full minute. Then she gives a little nod and disappears. I actually laughed. Relax, Alex, I told myself, it's just tape. Oh, sweet, naive idiot. 3 days go by. The tape is working, no more near misses, and I'm feeling like Captain Safety. Then I check the mail, and there it is, a cream envelope from the Whispering Oaks Homeowners Association, Committee for Aesthetic Harmony. Bad news never looked so fancy. I walk inside, wave it at Jen, who's wrestling a jar of pickles. She just sighs. She knows what's coming. The letter, written in the grandiloquent style only HOAs can muster, accuses me of installing a non-approved high-glare reflective surface that's causing potential neighborhood disharmony. Apparently, my tape creates significant solar glare during afternoon hours, posing a visual nuisance to surrounding properties. Jen's cracking up. I'm fuming. Remove the tape within 48 hours, or it's a $50 fine and rising. This is nuts, right? So I march across the street, letter in hand. Carol's in her yard, deadheading flowers. I ask if she knows anything about the letter, and she puts on this whole act. Oh, the glare, Alex, it's so distracting, gave me a headache for 7 whole minutes yesterday. 7. She timed it. She lectures me about aesthetic integrity. I try to reason with her. It's safety tape. Carol, the street gets foggy. She nods sagely, tells me harmony is important too. At that point, I realized I was talking to someone who tracks glare for sport. Back at my house, I let my anger ferment into something far more dangerous. Creativity. Reflective surface, huh? I mutter, firing up my laptop. Within minutes, I'm deep in the world of bulk mirror tiles, parade float supplies, disco balls, you name it. If it shines, I'm considering it. After hours of scheming, I find them, 1-inch mirrored tiles, thousands of them, designed for nightclubs and parade floats. I check the bylaws. Nothing about tiling, nothing about mosaics. This isn't siding, it isn't paint, it's art. Next morning, I pitch it to Jen, Operation Infinite Glare. She stares at my mock-up, our house shimmering like a disco ball. She does the math, weighs the cost. We're not going to Bali, turns out, then grins. Okay, but I picked the grout color. Done. Now I just need someone crazy enough to install them. The first contractor, Brenda, is horrified. The second, Kyle, comes to the house, holds the tiles up to the sun, then slowly backs away. The third laughs so hard he hangs up on me. I'm losing hope until I spot a no-nonsense ad. Gus's custom tiling and odd jobs. If it sticks, I'll stick it. That's my guy. Gus rolls up in a truck older than most of the maples on this street. He takes one look at my house, one at the tiles, then at Carol's place. Neighbor trouble? He asks, with a grin that says he's seen things. You have no idea, I reply. Turns out, his ex-wife's cousin tiled the whole house in bottle caps. Looked like hell, but he was happy. Gus is in, for a 15% spite charge. We shake on it right there, and just like that, I've got a co-conspirator. Delivery day is an event. A massive freight truck drops 4 shrink-wrap pallets on my driveway. The neighborhood loses its collective mind. Carol is pacing, on her phone, definitely calling in the big guns. Gus and his crew, Sal and Cletus, get to work, starting on the back wall, to get our system down before the big reveal out front. For days, there's scraping, grouting, stories from Sal, and the low hum of classic rock. When we finally hit the wall facing Carol, it's magic. Light explodes across the street, bouncing off the beige like a laser show. Carol loses it, storms out, phone glued to her ear. Within 20 minutes, the cops arrive. Officer Miller looks like he's seen every flavor of crazy, and he's unimpressed. His partner, Officer Davis, is barely holding in laughter. Carol pleads her case. Public hazard, bird confusion, you name it. Miller asks, so, you're gluing mirrors to your house? I channel my inner lawyer. It's a custom mosaic, officer. Checked every ordinance. Nothing against tiling. Gus chimes in about proper adhesives and waterproof grout. Miller sighs and says, it's a civil matter, not a police one. Carol's livid. As they leave, Davis cracks up, Miller actually cracks a smile, and suddenly the battle's won. But not the war. Teenagers filmed the whole thing. Within hours, my neighbor is a legend. Karen calls the cops on Disco Ball House, is blowing up TikTok. Local news picks it up. By the next weekend, the project is viral, the house is half finished, and people drive by just to stare. Another week goes by. Gus and his crew work like maniacs, Sal telling stories, Cletus nodding along. By the time we're done, my home catches the sunset and throws color and light everywhere. It's wild, joyful, and so beautiful. Jen says, we have to throw a party. So we do. We invite everyone, even Carol. Her glittery invite ends up shredded in her trash, but that's her problem. The party is a full-on spectacle. Food truck, disco music, news crews. The crowd is buzzing, neighbors in sunglasses, everyone grinning, soaking up the light. Gus, Sal, and Cletus are heroes. Then comes the HOA delegation, Carol leading, HOA president in tow, flanked by board members, ready for battle. Henderson, the president, tries to serve me a cease and desist and a $5,000 fine. I'm ready. Which bylaw, exactly, am I violating? I ask, come as you please. He fumbles. The spirit of the rules, nope. Here's your problem. It's custom tiling. Not paint, not siding. The crowd loves it. Henderson is speechless, Carol's steaming, and the board retreats, humiliated. That night, the news paints me as the folk hero, the little guy who brought the community together with a wall of light. Jen and I sit on our porch under the moon, watching the house sparkle like a snow globe. She leans into me. You're an idiot, she says. Yeah, but it's the most beautiful thing we've ever done. I tell her, and it's true. Life finds a new rhythm. My house is a landmark now, prom photos, art students, the occasional tourist. The birds are fine. Even better, a pair of wrens nest in the eaves. Carol can't stand it. A week later, her house is up for sale, and I can't say I'm sorry. The new neighbors, a musician and a pottery artist, think the Disco Ball house is the coolest thing in the world. This morning, I watered my hydrangeas. Yes, they're thriving, and added a new holographic strip of tape to my old mailbox, a nod to where it all started. My house glittered behind me, a monument to stubbornness, joy, and just a little bit of revenge. People say you can't fight City Hall, But the HOA? Sometimes, all it takes is the right kind of sparkle and the guts to blind them with it. So what do you think? Was I right to fight back, or did I go too far? Drop a comment, share your own HOA war stories, and tell me, where do you draw the line between harmony and standing your ground? Because sometimes you have to light up the world just to prove you're still here.